I live in a quiet suburb just outside Leeds, England. Every driveway looks the same, every hedge trimmed to perfection, and every neighbor greets you with a smile that never reaches their eyes. That summer, my parents planned to spend the weekend at my aunt's farmhouse. I was 16 and had no interest in boring family dinners. I just wanted to stay home, order pizza, and grind through my favorite shooter game. After a bit of begging, they finally agreed. Mom left me the usual list: lock the doors, set the alarm, and call if anything felt off. By early evening, I was in the basement den, that perfect teenage cave with blackout curtains, a giant TV, and my console glowing like a portal. Time vanished in the blur of matches and caffeine. When my last game ended, the digital clock on my console read 10:01 p.m. I stretched, pulled my headset off, and realized how silent the house had become. No footsteps upstairs, no TV hum, just the faint buzz of the fridge. Then came 3 slow knocks at the front door. Not loud, not frantic, just deliberate. My stomach sank. No one visits our street that late. I walked to the foyer, careful not to make noise, and peeked through the side glass panel. A man stood on the porch, maybe mid-30s, average height, clean cut, wearing a gray jacket and jeans. He smiled when he noticed movement behind the glass. "Evenin'. Sorry to bother you," he said, voice calm, almost friendly. "Did your dog get loose? Found a brown one wandering near the park." My pulse jumped. "We don't have a dog?" I said, keeping the chain latch on. He tilted his head. "You sure? Thought I saw him near this house a few minutes ago." He wasn't looking at me anymore. His eyes shifted past me, scanning the hallway, the shadows behind. Something about it made my skin crawl. "My parents will be home any second," I lied. His smile faded, slow and subtle. "Ah," he said, slipping his phone into his pocket. "All right then. Sorry to bother you." He turned and walked down the driveway. I waited until he disappeared under the streetlight before breathing again. I texted Mom, told her some man had asked about a missing dog. She replied with a laughing emoji. Probably a neighbor. Don't overthink it. But that night, I couldn't shake the unease. I checked the doors twice, windows once more, and went to bed with the lights still on. 2 days later, while mowing the backyard, I noticed something strange. We had 3 little stone birds, decorative garden statues, lined neatly along the fence. Only one of them was turned around. It was facing the house. I figured Dad must have bumped it while trimming weeds. I fixed it and forgot about it. But the next evening, just before sunset, I saw it again, the same statue. Only now it was closer to the patio, moved. I felt that same cold prickling under my skin. Still, I rationalized maybe raccoons or the neighbor's cat. To be safe, I carried all 3 statues into the garage and locked the door. That Friday, my parents went out again, engagement dinner, 2 towns over. I insisted I'd be fine. At 11:17 p.m., I was scrolling on my phone when I heard it. A faint metallic click from the kitchen. Not a crash. Just a tap. Then came the slow, unmistakable sound of a door handle being tested. I froze. The back door. Heart hammering, I muted my phone and crouched behind the sofa. A soft scrape followed like something brushed the glass pane. Then a slow, controlled breath. Someone was standing just outside my kitchen window. I crawled toward the hallway. Shaking, grabbed the landline and dialed 999 with trembling fingers. The dispatcher's voice was calm. "Stay quiet. Don't move. Officers are on their way." For what felt like hours, I listened to my own heartbeat. Then a dull thud. Something fell. Maybe one of the planters. Then silence again. Finally, blue lights flickered across the curtains. I heard running footsteps, a gate slamming open. The police were here. They searched the yard. Near the back window, they found a black tool bag, half open. Inside, gloves, duct tape, a screwdriver, and wedges, the kind burglars used to force a window frame. Fresh mud covered the solace of boot prints leading from the fence. And sitting neatly on the patio chair, the Stonebird statue I had locked inside the garage. When Mom and Dad arrived, I was still clutching the phone. Dad went pale when he saw the statue. Police took fingerprints, said they'd likely match a serial prowler seen across nearby towns, but nothing ever came back. No name, no arrest. Weeks later, I could still hear that knock in my dreams, that soft breath against the glass. Every night I made sure the statues stayed locked in the garage, facing the wall, exactly where I left them. And when people ask why I don't stay home alone anymore, I just smile and say, because some visitors don't need an invitation to come back.